Welcome to Ask Us Anything. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, yeah, we are delighted to be here. Before we hit the road for some serious traveling, it's kind of nice just to go, except we aren't going to be able to go.
No, we're not.
Hey, before we get started, big shout out to Phyllis Carr in Iowa, who's moderating, helping us with the questions and moderating all the Facebook and the Twitter and the LinkedIn stuff. And over on YouTube, herding all the cats over there on YouTube is Chris Cowley. Chris, thank you very much, as always, for being there. And most of all, though, we want to say thank you to all of you people out there watching us. And a quick shout out, just a reminder that our giveaway is still very much on. We have one more week and we're going to give away the RV Rider bike rack. We put it on ours just a week or so ago, and there's a video up. It's really a nice rack.
It is.
Yeah.
And what a great gift. I mean, worth over $600.
$600. And if you go to rvlifestyle.com/sweepstakes, you can even get 20% off that rack if you decide, well, you're not going to, it'd be nice to win it, but you want to get one right away.
Sure thing.
They'll give you 20% off. This thing will handle 2 e-bikes, both of which can weigh up to 80 pounds each. So 160 pounds. And it's for the back of an RV motorhome, a fifth wheel, or a flat-towed vehicle. It's not for towable trailers. You need a 2-inch hitch, the hitch receiver, and it's great. And again, there's the address. Just go there and you can get it. We are 1 week away from next week. We'll be coming to you for Ask Us Anything from Loblolly Ridge in Linden, Tennessee. And there's our friend Ed Richards. He will be there too, among about 100 of you, saying, who's ready for Buffalo River? And we are ready for it.
We are excited.
We are having our gathering on the Buffalo River, and we can't wait. We've got lots of fun. We're staying, the camping is staying at Loretta Lynn's ranch. And of course, as you know, Loretta Lynn passed away this past week, an icon in country music, but her ranch is just you can tour a lot, learn a lot about her. It's going to be a special time to be there, actually. And that's where the camping is. And then all the activity is on the Buffalo River and in Linden. And we're inviting everybody out to see our property at our Loblolly Ridge property at the Woodlands in Tennessee. And this is our fall gathering. We can't wait to see so many of you. We're going to eat some good food and having a street party dance and a block party in downtown Linden on Wednesday night. And anyway, before everybody gets there, we'll be coming to you from Tennessee next week. Lord willing, of course. Never know what.
And the creeks don't rise.
You never know what a week will bring with us or anybody, right? But that's the plan. And Ed, we look forward to seeing you. Bring your e-bikes. We'll go for a ride. We'll have some fun. So, and Judy Frick is in Cold, Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. I see Renee, Susie Wilson. Her name is Renee, but everybody calls her Susie. And she and her husband, Jerry, are there now. They're
gorgeous weather.
They own some property
there. A
there.
little cool, so make sure everybody brings some jackets and gear to stay warm.
Yeah, and we'll have a great time. We love fall camping, and the colors starting to come, and it's going to be great. All right, so let's get to all of your comments and your questions, and start with one from our friend Bradley Olson.
Do you hook up a surge protector on your LTV at the electric pedestal?
Well, we don't need a surge protector in this one, the one we have now. At least I don't think we do. We didn't in the other one. I got to check. We do have a surge protector, and I use that. But when you do use a surge protector, you hook it up. You put the surge protector at the pedestal, and then plug in your cord to the surge protector. And that way, as has happened to us, if that pedestal is bad, we went to one that was miswired, the surge protector will protect everything that's plugged in after that. So that's really a great feature to have. Another thing that a lot of people are using now, and we'll feature it in one of our videos in a couple of weeks, is Soft Start Up. They're on our partners page at rvlifestyle.com. And that's a gadget that also plugs into the pedestal. And if you remember, a few years ago, we talked about Soft Start, which you installed in your air conditioning unit on the roof of the RV. And it will allow you to run your air conditioner on just household, a 20 amp household current. Well, this soft start up is kind of that same technology, same company. They made one now that'll plug into the pedestal, so you don't have to hook it up to the air conditioner, and that comes with a built-in surge protector. So
that's a good deal.
Yeah, it is a good deal. So anyway, put it in at the pedestal and then plug your cord into that, Bradley.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for that question. Amy Heflin.
Okay. The leaves are beautiful and the temps are chilly. I think
Pocahontas County, West Virginia.
It's turning into fall everywhere.
Yeah.
Because it's cool here and the leaves are beautiful.
In Michigan, it has just peaked. The fall colors have peaked.
Warm Florida.
Hi, RV home. Yes. It is warm, and keep it warm. Hey, speaking of Florida, I want to just talk about two things. In a podcast this week, we will have an update on post-hurricane information about Florida for all you snowbirds and that want to go down to Florida. This is straight from the president and the CEO of the Florida RV Campground Association. Just to summarize, you want to listen to that if you're planning to go to Florida for snowbird season. You want to listen to that interview. But let me just summarize it for you.
Then they won't have to listen.
Okay, I can't talk about it.
Oh, you better talk about
it. I can't keep secrets. Basically, he says, come on down. That, yes, there was horrible devastation right at like Fort Myers Beach, a couple of parks totally destroyed. Lots of RVs wrecked throughout that whole area, but the parks are coming back online, and he expects the season to be back open and regular. Right now, they're very busy with a lot of emergency workers, and I don't want to give away the whole interview, but you want to listen to it, and I think you'll find it very interesting. And the second thing about the podcast, now I'm just going to tease this. We've been looking for property. We love our property in Tennessee so much that we said we want to do this in Michigan. We've been looking for a year because there's nothing like that property in Tennessee that we found. We have a lead on something in maybe Nevada that we're going to look at later on. But I'm not going to talk about that because I don't know what it's like yet. But we've been looking for Michigan because, it's Michigan and there, and we like Florida. We found some property in Michigan, and I think we're supposed to close on it this week. Supposed to. But as I said earlier, who knows what a week will bring or a few days. So I don't want to jinx it by saying too much, but we talk a little bit more about it in the podcast that's coming out this week. So I'll be listening for that. We're really excited. So it's going to be a really fun week for us, but all leading up to our gathering in the Buffalo River. It's going to be great fun. Steve Whitestock.
Would the new bike rack work on an LTV Wonder rear twin bed?
No, because the rear twin bed has the garage, and in doing that, the hitch at the back, because it carries more space, the hitch at the back is not rated to carry that rack, which shipping weight on the rack is 70 pounds, and then it can handle two 80-pound bikes. And I think you'd be.
So basically, you can tow one bike, but
not with that bike. No, that rack's too heavy.
But not with that rack. Yeah. But the other one you'd have to put inside. Because you got the rear twin bed.
I don't know what kind of e-bikes you have. If you have folding e-bikes, which we have, the electric model, you put those in the garage of the Leisure Travel Vans Wonder. That's what we did when we had the Wonder. But the rack would not work. It would work on the other Wonders that they have, the other models, and it works on their Unities, and it works on any fifth wheel, any tow vehicle, the Sprinter-based RVs. You might need an extender because, like on the Leisure Unity that we have, the receiver, the Hitch receiver's recessed, and we had to bring an extender out. You can see that in the video we did. But the rear twin bed, you've got that big garage. So put your bikes in there and you'll be okay. Joanne Neely.
How do you handle an unexpected freezing snap? How many hours at 32 or below before damage occurs? And see you in Tennessee. Let's see. Expecting 32 to 33 degrees.
Don't worry about that. And we just confirmed this because the week after this podcast on the Florida update, we'll have a full extended interview with the folks at the RV Training Academy. Todd Henson will be our guest. We talked about winterization, and he echoed what I have been saying for years. When the temperature gets like about 28 and it stays there for a prolonged period of time, meaning several hours, then you need to be winterized, unless you're living in the RV. If you are in the RV and running heat, and the temperature in the daytime is 50, 60, 70 degrees, and at night it goes down to freezing for a couple hours, you're okay. It's when you're not living in it, or the temperature for prolonged periods of time is, below 32 and in the upper 20s. And when I say prolonged, I mean several hours. If it's just, it gets down to, that temperature for a couple hours and then it warms right up again as the sun comes up and you're living in it, you're okay. So you should be fine. If it gets down at 32, 33, that's going to be nice sleeping weather. But the weather, I think during the days will be up in the upper 50s and 60s, and that'll be great. Be great. Robin Donahue.
Funny, I see you in sweaters. We're on our way down to Palm Springs for dinner. It says it's 90. Woo.
But it's not that cold here. It's 59 outside right now. And it gets down into the upper 30s, the low 40s. We had one day here in Michigan where we're at, in the northern Detroit area.
You see one in a sweater.
Yeah,
you're in a sweater.
This is very
lightweight.
Very lightweight. So
Mike had a haircut.
That's not what Jennifer said. Now it's kind of grown back a little bit, but I like it short. But
yeah, he would have him shave his head.
No, I don't think so. This is about it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Jen had a haircut too. Both got sheared.
Yeah, and Bo's getting one tomorrow.
Yeah, Bo gets shaped up tomorrow.
Jack Partain.
Are you concerned about the combined weight of two e-bikes plus the weight of the rack bouncing and thus bending your hitch?
No, it's all fine for that. Have you reinforced your hitch? No, not necessary, Jack. It's all good. It's all good.
Better be good.
Yeah, it is. RV Home.
I mounted my surge inside the RV electric box to stop theft and water exposure.
Well, yeah, I would. How do you hook it up to it should be the first in line to the pedestal. And if you have it, you should have a lock and a little cable that you can rack around it. But if you have your surge box, it should, the surge protector should go into the pedestal first, and then your power cord into that, and then the other end of the power cord into the RV. Otherwise, you're going to run the risk of having a bad, it'll still handle surges, but if you have a bad pedestal, you won't know. Phyllis Glaby.
Okay, what security software do you recommend for your computers?
Get a Mac. I have no security. I've been using a Mac. I'm all Mac. Even though I used to be known on NBC as PC Mike, I'm all Mac. Everything I have is a Mac. And I have no security software. So, and if you have a Windows machine, I know the latest version of it's a little better, but get a Mac. No problems. RV Home.
We had horrible winds, but little damage. Lucky this time.
I assume he's in Florida.
Yeah.
In Florida. Yep.
Yeah, you just count your blessings, and you always, having property in Florida, you're always like.
Well, this one was originally supposed to come up the Panhandle where we have a condo, and it didn't. So, and they have their RV. Everything's contained inside the chassis. It's all heated. Yep. Good for you.
They're already warning us on how our insurance rates are going to go up.
Oh my gosh, yeah, in Florida.
And they were warning us about that before.
Yeah, well, then there was the collapse of that building.
Yeah, the Miami Surfside.
And then, and then the hurricanes, and the insurance companies going, yeah, we can up the rates. And that's what they do, just like the oil companies do. Bud Linardi.
RV Academy says no propane when traveling. How do you keep your refrigerator cold when traveling or driving for 4 to 6 hours?
Well, first, don't open it after you have it cold. But I do run it. I do run the propane. as
Is
I
this
think
true confession time?
I've admitted that for years. Yeah, that's what they say. Other people,
I'm sure.
they all have to say that, because that is a source of a lot of fires, propane and refrigerators, but from people who don't necessarily maintain them or
they're
get the
older.
wasps out. So they have to say that. But, when you sit down and ask every individual, very few people turn off the propane.
So are you liable for giving this advice? If
I'm not giving advice. I'm just saying what I do.
What you do.
Yeah. But the big thing is, don't open your refrigerator. What did they say? That for every minute or every time you open your refrigerator, it takes an hour to make up for whatever temperatures is lost. So, it'll slowly
supposed
cool.
To know
but
what
if
you
you
want and arrange things in your refrigerator so you know where things are, so you can open, get in, and get out.
What did he say? No shopping when you open
No
the
shopping.
refrigerator. Yeah.
No shopping.
Lori,
wouldn't he be upset with me? Sometimes it's real hot. I think, oh, it's got nice, cool air.
Well, when you're not looking, I open the refrigerator. Oh, what do I want?
I don't doubt
and if I hear you coming my way, I shut it real quick. Lori McPherson.
Oh, this is sad. So sad. We winterized our new camper already dreaming of next year's camping.
Well, you don't have to wait till next year.
When you winterize.
You can go winter camping with this, Lori.
I know, but it's not the same.
No, it is not. You get very upset about it.
Yeah, I don't like it when we have to put the pink stuff in.
Now, we're not sure. I will probably winterize. I will probably bring our Arcadia fifth wheel, which is down in Tennessee, back to Michigan, hopefully this new property we're getting. And I'll get Brad, my neighbor there, to winterize it before we leave, help me with winterizing it. And then I'm not sure if we're going to use that or the motorhome when we go up for our winter camp out, but we'll probably winterize all of our gear, all of our stuff by Thanksgiving. That's usually when I do it. Unless it's abnormally cold and stuff.
And who knows that?
Yeah, we just don't know. I feel your pain, Lori. Kate McChesney.
Was part of your decision to go MB again because of the 4x4 and the Ford all-wheel drive wasn't quite enough for your winter travels and for off-road tricky situations like sand. Oh, sand is awful. Sandy roads in Florida. Michigan, too.
No, that really wasn't a factor. Why did we go back to the Sprinter?
We went back to the Sprinter so that we can tow a car. If we decide we want to tow a car.
The one thing that we were really absolutely blown away with when we got the fifth wheel was how nice it is to leave the RV set up in camp and do your errands and touring and exploring in a tow vehicle, in our case, my truck. And we decided, well, we could do the same thing with our motorhome if we had a Sprinter that could tow it.
It costs a fortune to tow a vehicle.
It costs about $4,500 to get
That's a lot of money.
The gear plate, the plate. Yeah, it does.
It is.
It is. And so that was one reason. The other reason is we really liked the slide out in the Unity.
Yeah, the Mercedes.
For work purposes, having two separate areas to work. We have the FX model. We have the front lounge and the rear lounge. It occurs to me that even though we did a big full walkthrough the first time we owned the Unity, we've not done that yet in our new one. So we'll have to do that in the next little bit. But it just has more room. We like the Murphy bed. We like the fact that in the Mercedes, the Unity model we have we can make it into a dedicated dinette with a desk.
The dinette is a very big deal to us.
And then that goes away, and it's a lounge. It's a day bed if you want, and then it's a king size bed as well. So for a lot, and it's just more room. So those are the reasons, Kate. Linda Barcume.
When we travel, we freeze ice packs ahead of time and put them in the main area when we leave. We also cool down the fridge almost to zero before we leave. Those are wonderful tips.
They are
wonderful. We need to do that.
And again, as they say, if you go back, we had an interview with the RV Training Academy, I don't know, a month or so ago, and they talked about everything you need to know about a refrigerator, and they talked about checking the seal around the door, making sure it's sealed.
And leaving space in the back. Don't push everything against the wall.
And to take a dollar bill, put it in, and if you can pull it around the seal, it's not sealed right. They gave us a trick on how you can get the seal back in with just a little bit with a hairdryer. And if you haven't heard that interview, it's well worth going back to the RVLifestyle.com. Look under the podcast tab there, and you can catch that interview. Ed Richards from Louisiana.
I seem to remember Mike saying that he is still doing the PC Mike show.
No, I quit that. It's been a couple years now.
Yeah.
It's a very hard one to quit.
Because you had done it so many years.
I've done it. I started it in 98 and it went out to all NBC TV stations, but it was not a podcast. It was video. But it got this, the RV Lifestyle, our videos, our podcasts, our blogs, our books. Something had to go. And and it was the NBC thing that I left. I did enjoy that. I love technology. I haven't shown you my new gadget. I think I mentioned this. This is the new satellite GPS system that Bo's going to get. And it works with satellites, very accurate. And this new property we're going to have is a number of acres. Well, it's twice the size. It's 10 acres. I'll tell you that. The property in Linden is 5 acres, and I can make a fence, a GPS fence, keep him controlled in that. So I love gadgets like that. And I still do a lot of gadget stories, in RV Lifestyle, but don't do PC Mike anymore. I miss it. Matthew Blau. Have you ever used biodiesel?
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah. When you go through, I think it's Minnesota and a couple other states. And I hate to get into this issue, but I'm just going to tell you what Mercedes says and what they really say. You can use biodiesel. It shouldn't be your diesel engine's steady diet, but it's not going to break your. I hate to even go into this because everybody's going to. Well, they told me this. Well, I'm just telling you what the top guys at Mercedes told me, and it's fine. You can use it. Don't use it exclusively.
Don't use it all the time.
I've had no problems with it, and I'll use it again, but I don't live in Minnesota. So I don't live in Minnesota, huh? Minnesota. Donald Delante.
Yes, a little refrigerator fan to keep the cold air moving is helpful.
Yeah, we learned that too. Yep. Get that installed. Davis, Tandy, and Buster.
If we were still in Rochester, New York, Columbus Day would be the end of the camping season. And yes, we have had snow. Mother's Day was the official start, and yes, we have had snow.
I did see it snowed in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan last week by Marquette.
Where did you hear it was supposed to be a severe winter?
Yeah, I don't know. It's all over the internet. And it must be true.
The internet says that it's true.
It must be true.
We better go buy some new jackets.
Speaking of which, about the internet and how ridiculous it is, again, listen to the podcast. We almost got scammed on Facebook Marketplace yesterday. And I got really mad. I did a lot of research. I'm going to show you the fake letter they sent, how you can spot it when it's fake. So if you're selling stuff, a lot of you I know thinking about going full-time and you're downsizing or getting rid of stuff. And, Facebook Marketplace is a good place to sell stuff, but there's so many scams out there. And we almost got it last night. I talk about it a lot in the podcast. So we put a link to what happened, but it was a mess, wasn't it?
Yes, it was a mess.
Made us really mad. 61 Caddy
madder than me.
On Route 66.
Mike and Jen, we just got back from a shopping trip at the grand opening of the new Camping World in Kansas City, Kansas. Thanks to you both, we were able to get at least 10% off our entire purchase.
Awesome.
So awesome. I hope you are very, very happy with everything that you got.
I'm not allowed to go in Camping World anymore because every time I go in there, I buy stuff.
I know.
Yeah, they do have. I love the Camping World stores. They're really great stores.
Well, it's just fun.
Well, good. I'm glad you got the discount. So that's great. Suspect.
Yes, we're in our home right now.
Yes.
This is our home.
It's not our RV. Not with all those books. It'd be a little heavy. Mildred Lopez.
I'm looking into moving into a MH, a motorhome or RV. Do you have a preference in styles or whether it's diesel or gas? I'm a new empty nester and it's been my dream to travel.
Well, that's usually dictated by budget, but all things being equal, I would
motorhome.
I don't know. I really like our fifth wheel. I am just, there's so much room in it. And my truck is diesel. I wanted the diesel, and our motorhome is diesel.
I'm thinking about a single woman. If you're a single woman,
Probably
you
a
don't
motorhome.
have, yeah, then you just jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out.
Probably a
you don't
motorhome.
have a bunch of things to hook up. I think it might be just a little bit easier.
And
But if you don't mind hooking up, it's not that hard.
And gas is always easier because it's just a little easier to get gas. It's cheaper to get gas, a buck gallon cheaper right now. Probably that's been going up again. That little flattened, where it went down even a little bit and then flattened. Now it's way up again. So
it depends, like you say, how much room do you need? Are you going to go crazy in a really small space, or are you comfortable with a small house and a big yard?
Yep. So your call. Diesel, it's a little more torque. Gas is just usually a little more convenient. I don't know what you're looking at. How is it just you, empty nester? Is just you all by yourself? You got pets? You got a lot of you go to the YouTube University, and particularly our channel, RV Lifestyle channel, and start searching on the differences between different, Class A, Class B, Class C motorhomes, and try some out. Rent some, Mildred, and see what you think. Snickers, something in New York.
Mine will be a Class B, easy to jump in the cab and move if you are in peril or scared.
For a lot of solos, that's a big comfort thing, and that's good advice.
And when you get that Class B, the driver's seat, you always leave that empty. You don't put the dog food and half of what you own in the driver's seat. So other seat, okay, but not the driver's, so that if at any time you feel uncomfortable, you can leave.
Yep. Mary Dean.
Farmer's Almanac predicts a really bad winter.
Then it must be true. Must be true. Yeah. A lot of people have said that this is going to be a tough winter. I don't know. We'll see. We're kind of due a tough winter. We haven't had any really tough ones in a long time, really.
And if we mosey on over to the other side of the state of Michigan, in the snow belt,
yeah,
we are going to have a tough winter.
Well, I'm glad. Do you remember when I took a video of you shoveling snow and you were working out and you just threw a coat over and you so your bare legs are hanging out and it looked like that was all you were wearing? I put it on the internet.
Not what I have to put up with.
All your women fans really gave me a lot of grief for putting that up on the internet. I just was showing you that you're hardy.
Our son, youngest son, said that's my mom because he knows me.
Yeah. Again, a reminder that we're giving away with our friends at Hollywood Rack a $600 RV Rider e-bike rack that's good for fifth wheels, motorhomes, tow vehicles that have a 2-inch receiver. It's not good for travel trailers. And it will hold 2 80-pound each e-bikes. So 160 pounds of e-bikes, very sturdy. You can see the video we just did on our YouTube channel. We'll announce the winner next Sunday. And you can enter as many times as you want. Just go right there to rvlifestyle.com/sweepstakes, and you can enter. So that's always a good thing to go. Chris Cowley is noting we're about halfway through, and if you have questions and comments, just let it go. The simple way to do that, by the way, that really helps us is if you put in all caps question or all caps comment, and then we kind of know what you're going to do. We got a hello from Amy Heflin in we already put that up. Yep, from Pocahontas, and they have nice weather there, which is really good. I think that's I love this time of year. It's nice, and it's it's just comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Mary Dean thinks that looks like a good rack. It did. I'm not a handyman. I'm an unhandy man. And I put it inside, or I hooked it up rather, and put it in the Hitch receiver. And it was I don't want to say it was challenging, but it took me a couple hours to assemble. Of course, now that it's assembled, it doesn't have to, you don't have to take it apart. And it is a good rack.
Mm-hmm.
And we could fold up our electric bikes and carry them inside the motorhome.
But then I'd want to wrap a blanket around them so they wouldn't bang into the wood.
And they're dirty because we've been riding them, and I don't want to have to wash them before you do that. So it's nice to put them on a rack, and we should be okay with that, I think. And it's good. Greg Borton.
Do you ever get tired of driving? Yes. Seems that you're on the road all the time. Yes. Is there a good way to decompress?
See that chair right back there? That's a pretty good way.
Gotta move that way.
It is a pretty good way to decompress. We are big proponents of the 3:30 rule. We talk about it. Do we always follow it?
No.
No. So what I'd like to do is get Jen driving, and I give her some chocolate, and that just wires her up, and she then thinks the 3:30 rule means we can drive till 3:30 in the morning, which has happened. But we do a lot of driving, and it's kind of our own fault, Greg. It's not like most people. It's usually because we have to go to meet people or do a story.
We have commitments.
Because we're on the road and we're always doing videos or meet and greets or appearances or something like that. So we have to be someplace at a certain time. And, just doing our daily work with the blog and all the other stuff we have to do, it gets kind of crazy. So sometimes we find ourselves having to go do a lot of driving. And
yes, you do get tired. And that's what's so nice when you can just pull over and take a nap.
Yeah, that's one thing about a motorhome. Well, you can do that with
the fifth wheel.
Yeah,
you just pull over and take a nap.
Yeah. So we tend to do that.
If you get in bumper to bumper traffic, some kind of road construction, just pull off and take a nap.
And for example, like we're going down to Tennessee, and because of some other things that we have to do this week, we will have to drive that hunk on Saturday. We want to get there Saturday night probably, and that will be a 500 plus mile drive in one day, which is too far really. I mean, it's doable. It's like a 10-hour drive, but
we have a long drive Monday.
Yeah, we're on the road all this week.
This week is a crazy week
across Michigan, going from where I can't get my hand right, from basically here
there
to there,
and then
back here to there,
and then back
over and over. It's like Groundhog Day.
Times.
So it will tell you more about that in the podcast. And then we have to go down to Tennessee, and so we will probably have to do that in one day. My advice is for other people that aren't like that, plan it out. Try and drive about 325 miles, 330, 350 a day. And that you can usually do that in 5 or 6 hours of easy driving.
And maybe the price of gas is going to make everybody not drive so far.
Yeah. But the other thing that everybody's talking about, besides the price of gas, is the price of campgrounds. Oh my gosh. I mean, $75 is, I don't want to say it's a norm, but it's a pretty common price.
Yeah, that and renting condos is going up too because of insurance. Yeah. Because of what happened in Miami to that collapsing everything's going through the roof crazy. Everything is insane.
Yeah. So, but I'd say, trying to keep your mileage to 330 is our rule.
Yeah.
Quit by 3:30 in the afternoon, or don't drive any more than 330 miles.
We might have to change it to 230 because of the price of gas.
Yeah. Yeah. The price of, well, then you got to stay someplace unless you stay at a Cracker Barrel or Walmart or something. Johnny Lightning.
Will you give away the rack that works for regular bicycles? Nobody's.
Will the giveaway rack work for regular bicycles? Yeah, it will. Sure. It's a little overkill because it's a really sturdy 70-pound bike, and regular bikes are. But yes, if you win it, don't worry about it. You got a really nice rack, so it's there. Yeah, it will certainly work for that.
Oh, I wasn't sure.
I've
because the tires are so wide, but it'll work.
Yeah,
I guess anything.
Yeah, because
okay.
you can rack them down whatever.
Okay.
I've gotten a lot of comments from other people about different racks that are out there, and there are other racks that sell for $900, and there are some racks that have a ramp that make it easier to get up. Yeah, that'd be helpful too. But the secret for us was you actually put the rear wheel in on the inside bike. You put the rear wheel in the outside wheel holder, lift the front wheel up. Hold the brake, by the way, so it doesn't spin around, and then lift the front wheel over and put that in the inside wheel holder, and then you can put the back one in there as well. So there's the instructions tell you how to do it, but they are heavy. They are heavy.
Really heavy.
All right. Well, I think we've caught up on all of our questions, so we are going to wrap this up. and get ready to hit the road and do some traveling. Please catch the podcast. We have a lot of stuff in this week's podcast that we really want you to listen to. And keep us informed of what you guys are doing. For all of you folks who are going to be joining us at the gathering in the Buffalo River, we can't wait to see you down there. Bring some sweatshirts and some jackets.
Chairs. Make sure you got chairs.
Make sure you got chairs because you're going to be driving a bunch to different venues, hanging out with everybody. And you want to have your own chairs with us. And we can't wait to see you. If you don't have any sweatshirts, you can order some on our shop. We got some great hoodies and our fall lineup of long sleeve shirts and sweatshirts are there. And of course, all of our books. All of you going to the gathering, we're going to give you away
we're going to give them away.
We're going to give away one of our books, one of our ebooks. So that's
for the
great.
Natchez Trace.
Yeah. We urge you to get the Natchez Trace because we're just 25 miles from the Natchez Trace. And those of you going to our gathering, you're going to want to spend some time, drive over and check out the Meriwether Lewis Monument and learn about the mystery of his death there.
And they're going to be 89 miles outside of Nashville in case there's anything in Nashville that you want to take in.
Yeah. Try and book a couple days in Nashville.
If you're Grand Ole Opry, if you've never done that, you might want to.
Oh, my favorite place.
I love it.
It is.
It's fun.
It is great. So that's all we got for this week. We got most of your questions done. Most of you were there. And I know it's getting cool everywhere, but try and get in. We went out to our local campground last night and it was so much fun. It was just great. Everybody was trick-or-treating, the Boo Bash.
And Bo got totally inspired by it.
Yeah, they were giving away dog treats and he did.
That was so sweet of people to give away dog treats.
Yeah, I put some pictures up from that if you get over to our RV Lifestyle Facebook group.
Bo was brilliant with realizing people had food.
Yeah. There was this kid in a gorilla costume and I wanted to see what Bo would do. And he just looked at the kid like he was normal. And then he caught on. There was this energy that the kids had and there was food. And they were all going to get food. And the very first place we went, they also gave away doggy treats. So that was great. And I got to give him those the whole rest of the time.
Yeah, he was happy.
If you even can't go camping, if you have a campground near you, go check it out next weekend. Saturday night's usually the time, and it's amazing how people decorate their RVs for Halloween, and it's a lot of fun. We just thoroughly enjoyed it.
The little kids were pumped.
They were. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching. We look forward to seeing those in person, and we look forward to seeing you guys back here next week on Ask Us Anything.
Happy trails.